Oxford and Orient. Orient want the automatic promotion place. Oxford desperate to stay in the Football League, Ivan.
Absolutely, though it's Oxford on the attack at the moment, but I will tell you that since you lost me, and apologies for that, I think the equipment's getting overexcited here too. Wilmots has been sent off, so Oxford down to 10 men, 2-2 here. Don't forget it's swung one way, then the other. 2 goals in 2 minutes in each half in this game. Both sides have responded quickly when they've gone behind, but at the moment they're all square. The fans can barely watch, they're looking through their fingers here, and that's just the press.
Ivan, thanks a lot. Don't forget, for the teams involved in the playoffs, there's still the drama to come of getting through the semi-finals and the finals. Swansea in the playoffs on goal difference away at Chesterfield. Damien Johnson.
Yeah, Swansea have kept up their end of the bargain. 5 minutes to go here. They lead by 3 goals to 0. 2 from Leon Knight, who's been excellent, and Rory Fallon, his strike partner. Barry Roach, the Chesterfield keeper, has kept Chesterfield in it with some fine saves. But just a moment ago, Knight lobbed him brilliantly for his second goal of the afternoon. No Lee Trundle left on the bench by manager Kenny Jackett, the 21-goal top scorer. They haven't missed him. Swansea heading for the playoffs.
Nottingham Forest out of the playoffs and goal difference at 3 o'clock. They've had a great run. It looks like they're not going to make the playoffs, but also we're very mindful that it's 21 years this week since the Bradford fire disaster. There was a minute's silence before the game between Bradford and Forest. Andrew James reporting.
Well, Forest look to be undone, Ray, by 37-year-old Dean Windass, his 20th goal of the season, following a Mark Bridge Wilkinson shot that Paul Gerrard could only parry. Means that results elsewhere could well become irrelevant as Forest squander their outside chance of a playoff spot. Bradford keeper Donovan Ricketts deserves great credit. Half a dozen splendid saves from him.
Oldham 1, Scunthorpe 1, Scunthorpe promoted, but have held their own. They're staying in the division. Oldham could look like a good bet for the players, but let it lost of late. Hartlepool against Port Vale, Steve Sutton.
Yes, Ray, well, if Hartlepool are going down, it's not without a fight because they've drawn level. James Brown with the goal on 86 minutes. Thomas Butler cut inside into the areas, fired away a shot, well saved by keeper Mark Goodlad, but he could only parry it into the path of James Brown, and he steered it into the net. It's game on again, 1-1.
Torquay in the bottom 2 for a lot of the season. They played their way to safety. Hamish Marshall.
Yes, Ray, you can strike Torquay off from the list of clubs who could go down. The point from this goalless encounter is their 13th in the last 5 games. That's championship form, just when they needed it most. As you say, in the bottom 2 virtually all season, they've got themselves in the right place when the music has stopped. The fans are on the pitch celebrating. Torquay United are safe.
Third bottom Stockport at home to Carlisle. They need a point for the title, although Stockport fans will be very mindful. If Oxford can get a victory this afternoon, they could, depending on other results, be going out of the Football League. Mark Bishop.
That's right, Ray. Never say never. Stockport's unbroken 101-year tenure in the Football League still looks secure, but Jim Gannon's side have been playing on reserves of raw emotion against the champions-elect throughout this game. Carlisle the better team, one great chance, a fantastic save from the keeper Westwood, denying Adam Murray. Stockport bounced back in the second half, hitting the bar and post. Paul Simpson, who's taken Carlisle to 2 successive promotions, has just come off the bench for Carlisle, and this is his last ever match as a registered player. Goalless at Essie Park.
Rushden relegated. Barnet came up for the conference. We're in danger of going back, depending on today's results. John Driscoll.
They are safe, Ray. The full-time whistle has just gone, and they're 1,500 strong. Travelling support going to Raptures again. They scored 2 quick goals early in the second half. First, Liam Hatch controlled the cross and finished well. Then Nick Bailey tapped in a second after keeper Danny Crane had spilled Dean Sinclair's shot. Simeon Jackson pulled one back for the already doomed Diamond. But Barnet deserved their win, and they will now extend their latest stay in the Football League into a second season.
Bristol Rovers 2 and Macclesfield 3. Still in Hinchcliffe is watching this match. Macclesfield were in trouble.
Yes, but 8 years in the Football League for Macclesfield Town. Roll on season number 9. Threatened by the relegation trapdoor, Macclesfield rallied from the start. Morley headed them in front, but they do have the worst away record in the division. They conceded just 5 minutes later. Lewis Hallam with a left foot volley. Twice Macclesfield let that lead slip. Marcus Richardson put them in front before half time, but after the break Haldane was again on song. But just minutes ago, Marcus Richardson scored his second of the match to make it 3-2. The away fans are jubilant.
Stockport 0, Carlisle 0. So Carlisle have the title as well as promotion. Congratulations to Carlisle. It all depends what happens at Oxford now as far as relegation is concerned, out of the Football League. Ivan Gaskell.
Oh, it's just unbearable stuff. This is what final day football is all about. Both goals are leading a charmed life. Billy Turley in the Oxford goal has been absolutely superb today. And here at Oxford on the attack. And the goalkeeper at the other end comes out and punches clear. But let me tell you, huge moans from around the ground. Unbearable tension. 5 minutes at a time here. 5 minutes. It's still 2-2. They both need to win it.
Oxford need goals to stay in the Football League, so do Orient to get out of the playoffs and into an automatic promotion place. That's the situation as far as the bottom is concerned. Still a few minutes to go, just after 10-5. Ruston relegated, Oxford relegated as it stands. Back to League One. Brentford are hoping that Yeovil can do something for them. At the moment, Colchester have the automatic promotion place. Brentford fighting for their lives in the playoffs last year. They want to do it again. Roger Johnson.
Colchester fans can start celebrating. 4 minutes of added time are up here, and Bournemouth have equalised. Brentford had to win. They're not going to in all probability. Steve Fletcher with the equaliser, and Sam Sodji of Brentford has been sent off, which is a blow for them ahead of the playoffs.
So Colchester could be going into the second tier of English football for the first time. They are doing, I think. Tony Lockwood.
Yes, they are. That party from the travelling contingent to my right has already begun. Remembered for one of the most famous FA Cup upsets made in Leeds in the 70s. This achievement betters even that. David Paul of Yeovil really should have ruined Colchester's party. He squandered a simple chance. His effort seemed destined for the bottom corner, but it slipped wide. Phil Parkinson has taken Colchester up 0-0. They're promoted.
South end of the champions. Well done, Colchester. Terrific season for the club and Phil Parkinson. It included an FA Cup 5th round glamour tie away to Chelsea in February. It's now been capped by winning promotion to the second tier of English football for the first time in the club's 69-year history. There's confirmation. Southend are promoted. They're the champions. Colchester, congratulations, automatic promotion. Brentford, Huddersfield, Barnsley and Swansea have to play on and go to the playoffs. It's so tight, Garth, isn't it? And the agony for those clubs now that have to go into the playoffs.
So we're talking earlier about holding their nerve and not losing it. Brentford are 1-2 up away from home. They get an equaliser. Brentford had to suffer an equaliser. Sodji gets sent off. They've now lost him for the playoffs. And then at one stage they looked like they were going to go up. And in a whisker, it's all gone away from them. And this just goes to show, just at this stage of the season, just how tough it is, and you've got to hold it.
The whole complexion changes for Brentford now. Because Sodji, one of their top players, Martinelli and the low have gone into the playoffs, and then with Sodji out, it changes.
Well, Swansea were terrific and they fell away. Barnsley acquitted themselves so well. Huddersfield and Brentford now, it's very difficult to pick a winner out of those for the playoffs.
It would be, because, you know, as I say, Brentford thinking they got a chance, and then you've got that low of going in. I don't know, I mean, it's a difficult one to call. I mean, take your choice.
Let's go back to the Kassam Stadium, Oxford against Orient. Ivan Gaskell.
You might be able to help me here. There are massive cheers from the 4,500 Orient fans, and it's going to be in their own hands because they've scored live on air. Lee Steele has just put Leyton Orient into the first division. Promotion for Orient, relegation for Oxford United. There are scenes of unbridled joy to the far side of the stadium and absolute despair all around me from the Oxford United supporters. You join me as Oxford go down and Leyton Orient go up.
Let's go to Grimsby. Grimsby against Northampton's the other key game. Steve Lee.
Well, disaster for Grimsby. Some of the black and white balloons had already been launched to celebrate their win, but Ryan Gilligan has scrambled in an equaliser from a corner in the dying moments in added time. It's 1-1, and suddenly a team going up suddenly will have to settle for the playoffs. Blundell Park was absolutely hushed, just the Northampton fans celebrating. Ryan Gilligan's got the equaliser, and a disaster for Grimsby.
Well, for Orient, what a result for Barry Hearn, boxing promoted chairman, and also for Martin Ling. He's been in the basement division with the club for the last 11 years. And there's the situation. Carlisle promoted, Northampton Town promoted, Leyton Orient promoted. They have the 3 automatic promotion places. Into the playoffs, Grimsby, Cheltenham Town, Wycombe Wanderers, and for the 4th successive season, Lincoln City. Darlington just miss out by 3 points, as they did last year, just missing out on the playoffs. Notts County against Bury now. Was one of the oldest clubs in the Football League. Steve Mayer's watched them. They stayed in the division.
They have, Ray, and until the last 5 minutes, I think this has been the quietest that Meadow Lane has been in the past 144 years. Bury's Dwayne Mattis has scored at the near post just before the interval, and substitute Tom Young's made it 2 as Bury beat the offside trap in the second half. And that meant that County were an Oxford goal away from going out of the league. But in the last 5 minutes, County scored twice through Dan Martin and a Julian Bidet penalty, and the noise level changed accordingly. So now County can look forward to their 145th year, and Bury their 113th year in the Football League.
Jim Smith, who helped build a very successful Oxford team years and years ago, has gone back in charge, not been able to keep them in the Football League. Ivan Gaskell.
44 years ago, Accrington Stanley were relegated from the Football League. A team called Oxford United took their place. 44 years later, the circle is completed. Oxford United have gone down in the season that Accrington have returned to the Football League. There are tears around me here at the Kassam Stadium. This is the future for Oxford, but right now the stadium means nothing to them. The players and the fans are joined in absolute despair. But contrast that with the unbelievable scenes of emotion of the other sort, extreme emotions of jubilation. 4,500 red and white bedecked Leyton Orient supporters. A curious moment happened just a few minutes ago. They were already cheering, even though the score was 2-2 here. The scoreline had come through from elsewhere that they were going up with this result. But then they went on a break and scored anyway, and made it safe in their own hands. Lee Steele scored the winner. His name goes down in Leyton Orient folklore. They go up, and sadly for Oxford and Jim Smith, they go down.
46 games played, the final League 1 and League 2 tables on the way, after Tim Gudgeon has confirmed the final scores.
And off we go with the Coca-Cola Football League Championship Playoff Semi-Final. First leg, Crystal Palace 0, Watford 3. In League 1, Blackpool 3, Gilligan 3. Bournemouth 2, Brentford 2. Bradford City 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Chesterfield 0, Swansea City 4. Hartlepool United 1, Port Vale 1. Oldham Athletic 1, Scunthorpe United 1. Rotherham United 0, Milton Keynes Dons 0. Southend United 1, Bristol City 0. Swindon Town 0, Huddersfield Town 0. Tranmere Rovers 0, Doncaster Rovers 2. Walsall 1, Barnsley 2. Yeovil Town 0, Colchester United 0. And off we go with League 2 now. Bristol Rovers 2, Macclesfield Town 3. Chester City 0, Shrewsbury Town 1. Darlington 1, Wrexham 1. Grimsby Town 1, Northampton Town 1. Lincoln City 1, Rochdale 1. Mansfield Town 0, Cheltenham Town 5. Notts County 2, Bury 2. Oxford United 2, Leyton Orient 3. Peterborough United 0, Wycombe Wanderers 2. Rushden and Diamonds 1, Barnet 2. Stockport County 0, Carlisle United 0. Torquay United 0, Boston United 0. The Nationwide Conference Playoff Semi-Final First Leg, Halifax Town 3, Grays Athletic 2. Nationwide North Playoff Final, Droylsden 1, Stafford Rangers 1, latest score. The Bank of Scotland Premier League, Dunfermline Athletic 0, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 1. Falkirk 1, Livingston 0. Motherwell 1, Dundee United 1. Earl Scottish Football League First Division Playoffs, second legs, Partick Thistle 1, Stranraer 2. So Partick Stranraer win on aggregate 4-3. Peterhead 1, Morton 0. The aggregate there 1-0. Earl Scottish Football League Second Division Playoffs, second legs, Alloa Athletic 1, Arbroath 0. Aggregate 2-1. Berwick Rangers 0, Stonehouse Muir 0. The aggregate 1-0.
We'll look ahead to tomorrow's final Premiership fixtures in a few minutes' time, after we've looked at the league tables. And in Coca-Cola League 1, already assured of a second successive promotion, Southend clinched the title in style by beating Bristol City. Colchester's draw at Yeovil was enough to promote them to the second tier for the first time in their history. They picked Brentford, who drew at Bournemouth. The Bees must settle for a playoff place along with Huddersfield, Barnsley and Swansea, while the promotion hopes of Doncaster and Nottingham Forest are over. Walsall and Swindon were already relegated. They'll be joined in League 2 by MK Dons and Hartlepool. The Dons dropped to the basement tier for the first time since 1983, and Hartlepool, who reached the playoff final last season, followed them down. Rotherham's draw against the Dons was enough to keep them up, while Blackpool, virtually certain to stay up anyway, got the point they needed to be absolutely sure. Carlisle clinched the League 2 title with a point at Stockport. Already promoted Northampton drew 1-1 at Grimsby. An amazing late turnaround of results saw Leyton Orient pick the Mariners for the final automatic promotion place. Grimsby must instead prepare for a playoff against Lincoln. Cheltenham will meet Wickham in the other semi-final as Peterborough and Darlington both miss out. Oxford have followed Rushden into the conference despite their battling efforts against high-flying Leyton Orient. They had to win to preserve their League 2 status, but have dropped out of the Football League for the first time since 1962. Notts County and Bury are both safe after their 2-2 draw at Meadow Lane, while Stockport, Torquay, Macclesfield and Barnet, who will start of the day in danger, can also breathe easily. In the SPL, the final 3 fixtures take place tomorrow when champions Celtic visit Aberdeen and Hearts travel to Rangers, knowing they're assured of a Champions League place whatever the outcome at Ibrox. Today's 3 games saw already relegated Livingston lose at Falkirk, Inverness win away at Dunfermline, and Motherwell and Dundee United draw 1-1 at Fir Park. Situation for the playoff semi-finals in League 1 and League 2. Brentford's draw at Bournemouth, not enough for automatic promotion, so Martin Allen's men must take on Swansea over 2 legs for a place in the League 1 playoff final. The winners of that tie will meet Yorkshire opponents from Millennium Stadium on 4th place Huddersfield go head-to-head with Barnsley. Grimsby have to lick their wounds, picked for promotion by Leyton Orient at the last minute. They now face Lincoln in the playoff semi-final, the second leg at Blundell Park. The other semi-final, Cheltenham meets Wickham. Both sides enjoyed comfortable wins today. Congratulations to everyone that has gone up, commiserations to everyone that's gone down. For those in the playoffs, well, the agony continues, but it's pretty exciting for their fans.
Well, let's do with the agony first. It can't be more than 2.5 years ago, perhaps a little bit more, that we went to Oxford in the FA Cup. We saw them beat Swindon in a magnificent FA Cup tie. And you remember the guy who scored the winning goal running around naked in the dressing room?
That's right, yeah.
Both those teams have been relegated today. Swindon and Oxford have left their respective leagues. It's a cruel game.
When Jim took over, I saw him the night before he took over here, and he was debating because he could have had the QPR job. I think that was possible for him, but he wanted to go back to the club that was in his heart, and I think then he thought he could actually do something. But the run and what's happened just hasn't turned out. So you feel for him, but good luck still, Orient. You know, they've done very, very well.
2 sides of the coin at the Kassam Stadium this afternoon. Oxford have gone down, but Orient have got automatic promotion back to Ivan Gaskell.
Well, after injury, it's raining as it has been doing most of the afternoon here in Oxford, and I can tell you the mood outside the stadium is pretty depressing. 2 Oxford fans have been kind enough to join me, Joel and Martin. Guys, how do you feel? As if that's not an obvious answer.
Totally gutted. We'll be back, but yeah, it's just it's unreal.
An extraordinary afternoon.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it was. It was an end-to-end game, and I think we've got to look at what Carlisle did last season and go and win the division that we're in now, and we've got to accept that, and then go ahead and try and win this league again in 2 years' time.
You're getting your head around the relegation pretty quickly there, but 44 years you've been in this league. I mean, you must be devastated.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, it's league status doesn't come easy, and you know, it's something that losing it is just it's unbelievable. But we've been kind of, I suppose, getting used to it the last few weeks, and it might happen. So
deserved? You deserve to go down, do you feel?
Yeah, well, the league table doesn't lie, does it? You don't finish second bottom of the league and stay up now. I mean, you know, there's no re-election. You know, bottom 2 go down automatically. It's where you finish. We weren't good enough.
Jim Smith arrived a bit late. Do you think he's the man, though, maybe to turn you back in the right direction now?
I think if anyone can, Jim Smith will do it. Yeah, he's got the contact, he's got the ability, he's got the experience, he's got the know-how.
He's a legend around here.
He is, yeah. Star.
He won't want to end his career taking Oxford down. I can guarantee that to you.
No, it's 20 years ago we played for the richest prize in football at the time, the League Cup, and today I think we played for the most important prize in football, and that's to stay in the league. Sadly, we weren't up to it.
Congratulations to Orient. I'm sure that won't mean much to you now, though.
Back every last player we've got in that team.
Anyway.
Every one of them. Go and watch them.
It's running high here, gentlemen. Have a cup of tea and calm down.
I think that's a good time to leave.
Very good time to leave. But I was listening to that, and I just thought to myself, Jim Smith, when he was on Football First this afternoon, would have settled for 2 goals at home, would have seen been enough. And you've got to really, in this tough game of football, you've got to look hard at yourself when you score 2 goals at home and you still lose again.
It's not all about the Premiership, is it? The Football League plays a very important part in the fabric of the footballing society.
Absolutely, so many clubs involved, so much passion there. You saw that at the end, and nerve-jangling stuff to the end.
And the playoffs still to come for all this.
Playoffs still to come, more nerves, and who's to say who's going to go up? But and we've still got some stuff to be decided in the Premiership tomorrow. 2nd place and 4th place.
Very difficult to call who would go up then after the playoffs.
Yeah, well, congratulations to Martin Lang and Barry Hearn. Fantastic effort. We wish them well.
Garth, Cannon, thank you very much. Just before we go, who finishes 2nd? Who finishes 4th? The scenes are high as Arsenal play their final game in their famous stadium, and a nervous afternoon for England fans in regard to World Cup players getting through the day unscathed. All will feature in a score programme that's available to digital viewers via the red button. That's at 2:45, moving on to BBC One at 4:30. That's to follow all tomorrow's Premiership games. And we say goodbye now. Here's a full list of sports programmes lined up for the near future. Goodbye to you from the Final Score team.